This one is a DBMS question about relational data model and the foreign keys. We have two statements and need to determine which of them is or are correct. The statement S1 is saying that a relational scheme can have at most one foreign key. Is that correct? No, we can have any number of foreign keys in a single relation. For example, we can consider a relational scheme such as there are people and they are buying cars. So we can have a customer table which will have customer ID and they are buying cars. So cars table, in that we will also have, let's say, car ID. And now to determine which customer is buying which car, we can maintain a record in a separate table. Let us call it buys table. It will have the entries of customer and the car which they bought. So this CID is the customer ID referring to the customer table, and this car ID is a foreign key referring to this car ID in the cars table. So this buys relation itself is having two different foreign keys. In the same way, we can have any number of foreign keys in a relation. There is no restriction on its number. So the first statement is incorrect. Looking at the next one, a foreign key in a relation scheme R cannot be used to refer to tuples of R, which means it is trying to say that in the relation R, we cannot have a foreign key referring to some tuple of R itself. No, it is incorrect because we have self-referential foreign keys as well. See, this foreign key is defined on an attribute. And what does that do? Foreign key tells us that in the attribute, whichever we have referred to, we can have only those particular values which are already present. Just for example, in this buy table, we will have these CIDs. And where are these CIDs coming from? From the customer table. So if it is having only the CIDs, say 1 and 2. So this buys table cannot have a CID 3 because it was not present in its parent table. You can call it an inheritance type of thing. If that is not present in its parent table, then how did it come here? If there is no customer with CID 3, then how can someone with a CID 3 buy a car? So this foreign key constraint or the referential integrity constraint tells us that it is implemented on some of the attribute, and it tells us that whatever tuples we will be having in this particular relation will all be present in the original table. All those tuples, all those corresponding values will already be present. Otherwise, we cannot have them. So this statement is saying that we cannot refer to the tuples of the same relation from which we have referred. So for this, we can have a counter example such as this is an employee table. It is having EID column and MID column, means employee ID and the manager ID. For which employee we are having which manager. Let us say employee 1 and 2 both are having the manager as 3. And then there is no manager for 3. Let us say C is the top level person in the company. So because we cannot keep this as empty, so we'll say 3 is the manager of itself. So now we can say this MID because every employee is also manager. So this MID is a foreign key referring to EID in the same relation. So we can have self-referential foreign keys which act on some attribute of the same relation, and it refers to the tuples, saying that all of these tuples, all of these values have to be already present from the attribute which we have referred to. Hence, the statement is also incorrect. So we will be going with option B. Both S1 and S2 are false.